my time. Yeah, don't run too much. Let's wait, man.
UFC 319, career defining. Chimaev versus du Plessis, the fight that changes everything. Hold on to your seats, fight fans. Because August 16th in Chicago, the UFC isn't just giving us a fight. They're giving us a moment that could define two entire careers. Undefeated wrecking machine Khamzat Chimaev is stepping into the octagon to face middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis. And this isn't just about a belt. This is about legacy, pride, and history. We're talking potential career explosion for one, and possible derailment for the other. Fans are calling it the biggest fight in UFC history, and they might not be wrong. First, let's rewind for a second. Khamzat Chimaev, the man who came into the UFC and made elite fighters look like they'd wandered into the wrong gym. This is the guy who smothered opponents so hard, you wondered if they even got a chance to breathe. His UFC record? Flawless. His style? Relentless pressure, brutal wrestling, terrifying ground and pound. And when needed, the kind of one-punch power that makes highlight reels for years. Then you've got Dricus du Plessis, the South African powerhouse who didn't just climb to the top. He bulldozed his way there, known for his insane cardio, awkward but effective striking, and an unshakable belief that he can beat anyone. Du Plessis has proven time and again that you can never count him out. And here's the thing, if du Plessis wins this fight, he becomes the first UFC fighter ever to hold titles across 3 divisions. That's not just a win, that's instant Hall of Fame status.
DDP and Khamzat, who do you think wins that fight?
Honestly, Chimaev is going to get him to the ground. If he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins. I think if you can't get Dricus out in the first, which Chimaev can do, his first round finish is his thing. But if he doesn't get him out of there, I think Dricus, he's a guy that if you don't get rid of, kind of wins.
On MMA Fighting's roundtable, one analyst said, this fight is either going to make Chimaev a legend or break him entirely. TalkSport called it a once-in-a-generation matchup where history is on the line for both men. Fans on Reddit? They're split down the middle. Half think Chimaev's pressure will smother du Plessis before he can even get going. The other half are convinced du Plessis' awkward style will throw Chimaev off and lead to the upset of the year. And then there's the UFC brass. Dana White hasn't stopped hyping this since the moment it was announced. Public appearances, face-offs, press tours, every second of promo has been electric.
Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. How do you feel about this fight, and where do you see this fight?
Remember, Khamzat never have a conditioning problem before this. After COVID, it really messed him up. And I was there. He was bleeding, like throwing up like blood. And he was in Vegas, right? But as far as I know now, he's in Russia. He's in camp. He's focused. It's hard to bet against focused Khamzat, healthy Khamzat, but also this du Plessis guy. Like the way he wins, I was like, how did this guy win? You know, like he's just so tough, so durable. He's a warrior, man. He really is a warrior.
Chimaev's camp, pure intensity. Every video shows him ragdolling training partners, sharpening his striking, and surprise, working heavily on his endurance. One clip has gone viral where Chimaev is sparring and screaming mid-round, "I'm ready for war." That's the kind of energy that makes his fans believe he's unstoppable. Meanwhile, du Plessis has been putting in serious work. He's been spotted doing high-altitude cardio sessions in South Africa, bringing in top-tier wrestlers to prep for Chimaev's takedowns, and focusing on his gas tank. Because let's be real, if anyone can take Chimaev deep into the fight and make him uncomfortable, of course, no fight this big comes without a little psychological warfare. Chimaev has been on social media, posting cryptic messages like, "The lion is hungry," and throwing subtle shade at du Plessis' past performances. Du Plessis? He's firing right back. In a recent interview, he said, "I'm not afraid of his wrestling. He's never faced someone like me. He's never faced someone who refuses to break." the tension boiled over at a UFC promo shoot where the two reportedly had a heated exchange behind the scenes. No punches were thrown, but from the looks of the footage, we're talking serious bad blood. Here's why this fight matters so much. If Chimaev wins, he cements himself as the undefeated phenom who took out a dominant champion. It could open the door to champ-champ status and potentially make him the UFC's next global superstar. If du Plessis wins, not only does he keep the belt, but he could go down in history as the first man to conquer 3 divisions. That's Anderson Silva, GSP, John Jones. Level legacy stuff. But if either man loses, the consequences are massive. Chimaev's aura of invincibility? Gone. Du Plessis' claim to dominance? Shaken. On Twitter, one fan wrote, "This is the fight that will turn casuals into hardcore MMA fans. It's that big." Another posted, "Chimaev better bring his lunch. Du Plessis is going to drag him into deep water." And of course, there's the camp that believes in the smash. If Khamzat gets him down once, it's over. Every analyst has a take, but nobody agrees. Chael Sonnen? He's leaning du Plessis, citing the champion's durability and awkward style. Michael Bisping? He's all in on Chimaev, saying, once he gets a hold of you, there's no escape. Fans split right down the middle. But here's the truth. No one knows how this fight will go, and that's exactly why it's so electrifying. So here we are, less than 2 weeks away from a fight that could shake the entire UFC landscape. Chimaev, du Plessis, Chicago, August 16th. When that cage door closes, it's not just about a belt. It's about history. It's about legacy. It's about proving once and for all who belongs at the very top of the fight game. And you better believe, when this one's over, the MMA world will never be the same again.